Oops, my bad. Hello, YouTube. I completely forgot to start the stream on YouTube. Beginner's mistake, so I'm going to reiterate everything that I said so far. Oops, my bad. There we go, just let me mute my phone. So, unfortunately, my dumbass has, forgot to start the stream on YouTube, so again, reiterating what I said, we're going to be doing the science team today. We've just picked up Gregor from the dispenser, and yep, we're just starting now, and so if anyone start watching this in the future, sorry. Up to level 4, directly. Uptime 4. Hello, Acidic Trauma, how you doing? My dumbass forgot to hit stream to YouTube here on OBS, so the start of the stream is lost time. It's probably on Twitch. I don't know how Twitch do VODs, but anyway. We're gonna see the backstory of Hohen Gregor, and we're gonna check the kit, and then we're gonna deploy a team to the mirror dungeon. So, you've yet to handle any abnormality management work. No sir, haven't been assigned anything yet. That's what researcher Iseng. Ah yes, that researcher Iseng told me the other day. I see. Here, take this. Call it a tradition of sorts in our team. It's okay, I forgot to charge my phone. That happens to me all the time, and I work in the morning. In our team, the individual has made the most aggressive projection of the day's expected yield, buys coffee for everyone in the team. Yes, aggressive projected. And many in the spirit of accuracy, it is the individual who has made the most far-fetched projection of the day's expected yield. I'd rather not argue over semantics when we are effectively saying the damn thing. Same thing. Assess an ulterior motive on your path to obscure the overwhelming margin of error in your calculations. Take the damn cup already, my hand's starting to burn. Oh, sorry. In the dim hallway, a coffee vending machine stands out with its conspicuous glow among the few flickering lights. The child and the other children, his teammates, are gathered around the coffee machine, each holding a cup as they always do during late-night overtime. Tonight, there are 4 of them, with a newly assigned researcher joining the circle. Miss Faust, perhaps you would want to refrain from provoking our team leader so excessively. You are well aware that we're not for the 3 procedural errors that have occurred earlier this day, the team leader calculation would have been in line ideally. Hello, Angelic Intelligence, and welcome to the stream. Am I muted? Did I mute myself? No, I'm not muted. Okay. It's a cavalcade of mistakes starting the stream today. Anyway, where was I? Ah, yes. Hello, G5K, how are you doing? We're just looking at Gregor Hines uptie, and then we're gonna see the kit. Oh wait, it was me, wasn't it? The work I did during my training today. Are you not going to take the cup? God damn it, just take the cup already! The child casually pressed the coffee into the novice researcher's hands, preemptively stifling the newcomer's apology before it even escaped his lips, then lit up another cigarette. Another uncontrollable variable, I suppose. I don't normally factor in mistakes into my calculations regarding projects of this nature. It's my blind spot that these two often exploit to outmaneuver me in our wagers. I'm sorry. Not really something that warrants their apology, is it? The child took a sip of the coffee and studied the newcomer with a calm expression. The composed gaze stirred a faint hope in the novice researcher that the research team chief might offer something encouraging, perhaps a remark or two about how everyone has to start somewhere, and that mistakes are simply part of the journey. However, whether or not you are a natural-born genius is hardly a variable within our control. Within your control. The fault lies with me expecting the rest of humanity to perform at my level. Oh, I see. The newcomer could only stand there, stunned into silence. There was not a trace of arrogance in the child's tone. The child's words were delivered so matter-of-factly as though he were stating some of the most obvious common-sense facts about the world. Pray understand, as you have surely perceived, no ill intent resides in his speech. Did it sound as though I was being spiteful? Always. I suppose I'll try to be more mindful of that, if I can be bothered to, that is. The child smacked his lips and took another sip from the paper cup. The rest of the team had already heard him say that well over 30 times by now. Still, they didn't bother pointing it out. They knew, after all, that he was not someone who would change simply because someone suddenly decided to broach the subject of his attitude, which is why they dismissed the child's fleeting introspection with little more than a quiet scoff and decided to move on. They knew that the child could leave a rather unpleasant impression. But they also knew that it only takes a brief moment together for people to realize that he is, in fact, a man with a heart of gold. And that, if anyone were to ever to hear about the past he'd had to live through, the unpleasant first impression would melt into sympathy and a quiet wish for his peace of mind. I'm sorry. It sounds like Austin right now. A few days later, the familiar warning siren rang out, followed by the sound of hurried footsteps racing through the research dean's hallway. No need to be so harsh on yourself. Confusing a manager or work with another has happened 3 or 4 times, I'd say, since the establishment of the LCE department. As a point of fact, however, the researcher responsible for those mistakes are no longer with us in this department. While the child and his teammates in Eagle Gears dispatched the Pecatula one by one, the novice researcher could only cower behind them, whether due to inexperience with the newly assigned Eagle Gear or from sheer panic. Miss Faust, the most rational solution would be for me to handle the Pecatula Mirai. Then I leave it to you. It tends to lunge and charge without warning. You may want to make sure it doesn't reach your junior. There shall be no such concern. I'm sorry, no, this isn't the time to be saying that. It's Austin. It's goddamn fucking Austin. Good. Glad to see you recognize that. If you've got time for apologies, then use it to observe and learn from new seniors. Don't trouble yourself with what I'm doing. It is, in any event, a caliber not easily attained by ordinary minds such as yours. I promise once this is over, I'll focus on analyzing ego and do better. It's time I learn to carry my own weight. Others will be carrying your body weight if you keep speaking as though you're leaving your last words. I am going to save that quote because it is a good quote. Quote. Chief Gregor, are you not yet finished? Almost done here. That statement has now been repeated 3 times. It's growing increasingly unreliable. Current damage rate stands at 23%. Your gear won't hold for long. You're overestimating the danger. The previous durability test result remained within acceptable parameters up to 57%, didn't it? And around 41%, I believe the self-repair mechanism will activate. The test was conducted under controlled laboratory conditions. Its reliability is questionable. Which is why I'm out here engaging myself with the task of obtaining real combat data. Though Pecatula seldom manage to breach containment by themselves, the interference and influence of other abnormalities or distortions make this a rather frequent affair. And on such days, the child busies himself gathering fresh data for his research. The terminus of drags that could not even become distortions, such as efflorescing an ego of their own. Textual description alone proved sufficient to connect the dots during Class 1 Pecatula observation. But from Class 3 onward, would you not agree that the entities appear rather anomalous? The self should have been entirely lost, leaving behind only the manifestation of sins. One can't help but ask what manner of sinful life could possibly give rise to monsters such as these, and as mere byproducts too. Set aside your philosophical musings and lend us your aid first. Right, 91%. At any rate, I imagine I will soon arrive at the answer through my own inquiry. We can revisit the subject then. Might you be arranging another experiment that erodes your own life in the process? The deceased employee's corpse has been collected and transported to a designated site within the research facility. If my life is to conclude as nothing more than so tedious a line in a death report, I would much rather leave it behind a corpus of data bearing my name. Team leaders, someday I'll develop the same conviction as you. Pay no heed to such words. You have scarcely donned that white coat for long, and already you would make of it a burial shroud. I have no wish to be handed by a death reporter of my junior. You took the words right out of my mouth, Yi-Sang. Don't think I haven't noticed you walking the fine line between fearlessness and foolishness, especially with those attunement level experiments. Oh my god, he's Teal? If anyone wishes to avoid receiving death reports, it would be me. Ordinary minds should remain within the proper limits. Is that understood? Actually, when I read these stories, I should use the other voice. Hold on. Give me a moment here. It should be somewhere around here. It was Battlefield Radio 2. Add to the streaming town board. Alright. Whenever I do my normal stream, I just realized the mixing was too high. That's why my mic was so shit. I apologize. who, again, like other streamers, will try to make their stream better. I will promise I will keep making it worse. Anyway, let me try this.
Oh. Damage rate is at 43%. Fine. The scanner soon chimed with an alert. The child rose to his feet, dusting his knees as he cast his eye towards upon swarms of Picassolas still surging through the hallway. Sparks of electric current crackled along his shoulders. As always, this sort of discussion is to be kept within the team. I trust you will keep your mouth shut about it in front of others. For all the rotten reputation surrounding the child as a team leader, his team members readily accept him as their chief researcher for two reasons. The first is that he's no empty talker. He is undeniably a real genius. And the second is that I only allow myself to say these things to you because you're my team. Beneath the frosty veneer, he is someone who cares more deeply for his team than anyone realizes. Boop, 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 boop.
And back to normal, right? How was the voice? How was the whole reading with the different filters? I have to eat my dinner in front of camera now. Hey, 40 lunacy, forgot about that. All right, let me just level this goober up. I don't have enough. I'm gonna have to skip a few luck excavations here. It's 6 to skip. You know what? As we are here, sitting down, preparing ourselves for the dungeon, let's do a quick luck excavation twice, so that I can level up Yiseng, and then we'll deploy. I should have done this before. Reading sounded good, was a bit too muddled at the start, but afterward it was nice. Yeah, I didn't realize I'm using 2 different filters for my voice. One of them is literally called TV tape voice, and the other one's Battlefield Radio. The first one was very muddled because I was using it at 100% when I meant to use it only at 40%, and I didn't realize that. So, yeah, living and learning and experimenting, right? In any case, I am going to use the Battlefield voice, which is this one that I'm going to switch to right now.
This one, that sounds more like a television announcer or a radio. I'm gonna use that one when I'm reading something like stories, because it sounds a little more, you know, an announcer and all that. I think it looks fun. But yeah, otherwise I want to keep the one that is TV voice only at 40%, because otherwise it gets too muddled. And I did pay good money for this microphone, I want to use it. But then again, I did pay money for the microphone, the webcam, and I went ahead and put some reacher with that just because I decided to put a TV filter on top of it to make it look worse on purpose. But I quite enjoy the looks of it. It goes well with the hazard stripes I have all around. I put a little bit of a frame skip effect so it looks like it's lagged. And I quite enjoy it, Now, I just need some tickets here, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me for a second as I punch these people to death. And while I'm doing that, I might as well get my dinner down. So, how's everyone's week been going? It is the first day of Thursday today. I do not like Thursdays. Thursdays are a limbo of a day, located between the middle of the week and the end of the week. So, it's literally just a limbo. I think worked well with the TV equipment. Thank you, Angelic Intelligence. I mean, someone said that no one ever thought anyone doing like Limbus company as if it was like a radio announcer or some sort of announcer. So I decided to do it myself. My week's been going good. I just got into Lottery Brunei yesterday. That past spin. Congratulations! We are in for a wild ride. Now, I will tell you this much without spoilers. Later on into the game, you are going to unlock the ability to transfer passives between the pages. That is the game changer. That is how when things get juicy.
because you're now making your own custom characters and no longer is subject to whatever passive is on the page or not. So stick with it, it is very good. I dare say, if I could change, sorry. Limbus company comes from, you know, the combat idea from Library of Ruina, but it uses a more simplified system. If I could like alter something in Limbus company, it would be that. I much prefer having cards, like a deck of cards for each sitter, rather than just between two choices of attacks. It gives more, you know, more flexibility, but it does increase the complexity because an ID will now have to have multiple cards to make up for, you know, the lack of limitation on the cards, etc. And as we see, it's just because we have only the two choices between attacks, especially with newer IDs, it doesn't mean that the game gets less complex. It certainly has complexity. A little too much, in fact, for some IDs, but it's getting there. It's getting there, that, you know, level of complexity that we get on Library of Ruin. I just wish we got harder content to try this complexity, added complexity, and justify having these overpowered IDs. But I guess that's reserved for Kantos, Bokgaks, Railway, and etc. etc. Now, I need to do another one of these. We only have 3 IDs to talk about today, so it's going to be quick talking about the IDs, even though they're probably more complex in the G Corp that we did yesterday. But I need the tickets, sorry. We're gonna sit here and watch me do this again. Yeah. Now, if someday El Director decide that to remaster Library of Ruina, I would buy that like day 0. I wouldn't pre-order it. I don't pre-order things. Hello, Acidic Trauma, once again. The combat system is pretty easy to stream my brain to how it works. Let's say my favorite part so far is lore pages after beating an enemy. Oh yeah, the lore pages are the best part, and there we got a lot of information about the world. Including the rules about firearms we don't have a lot of.
옛날에 외부 강사로 뛰던 것이 생각나네. 한 놈만 잡아줄까겠지. 일자리 다
재밌겠는데?
Sorry. We'll be done with the XP grinding in just a minute. Unfortunately, because I'm XP grinding, I won't have the modules at the end of the mirror dungeon to pick up my reward, so I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow to pick it up. And I'm probably gonna have to charge loot. No, let's see. I'm gonna have to charge Inky to do the mirror dungeon extreme to catch the rewards on it.
옛날에 외부 강사로 뛰던 것이 생각나네. 한 놈만 잡아줄까겠지. 부서질 테다. 일자를 다
I'm eating my dinner right now as well. Decided to do it a little early. I was playing some Warframe with my friends, so I lost track of time. And then I realized, oh, I gotta do my stream, and I didn't make dinner yet, so I got my plate of food here. We're currently on a diet. Mostly eliminated the carbohydrates. We're on a diet because carbohydrates are only good in very, very tight moderation. Because they will make you fat very, very quickly. Because carbohydrates, bread, pasta, and etc. will make you fat real quick. Because carbohydrates simply become sugar in your blood. Managing funding for my daily Limbus company streams is rough. A large reason why I started getting into lore. Usually reserve a chance to build up back up. Yeah, I'm obsessed with doing my dailies, but I'm gonna have to skip a few of my dailies. Mostly because I need modules for the daily mirror dungeons. And I need the tickets though. Because if you complete our dailies, we get, with the pass, I think we get 3 boxes. 3 boxes gives us, each of them can give 1 to 3, so at best you're gonna get 9 shards, and at worst you're gonna get 3 shards. As for the mirror dungeon, I don't remember how many box shards we get from the mirror dungeon. Which I should. I've been doing this for like 15 days now, but apparently I don't. I I received the message. Ooh, it's trying to scam me this time. I updated my phone operating system, Android, because I couldn't access a lot of stuff. And now all its appearances just gotten worse. God damn it. Fucking nothing. There we go. Alright, we got our XP. Sorry about that delay. I should have done this off camera. I did do a lot of XP grinding off camera for leveling up this boy here, but it wasn't enough because I forgot I hadn't leveled up Yisang. So we're gonna get into the meaty potatoes of the stream now, which is analyzing the IDs, developing a team, and then deploying them. So let's get right into it. Going down here, where I do my testing teams. Powering this boy up. Straight from the boy factory. Fully powered, Yisang. Let's begin with him since we're here, right? And I already see 2 unbreakable coins. So let me open up my notepad here. And let's begin taking notes on how to use the science team. Yisang. Starting with him. He possesses a Tree Sloth, 2 Envy, 1 Gluttony, and a Gluttony counter. Does he have anything else? Nope. Skill 1, I'm not even going to try to read the name, so we're just going to write it down. Skill 1, it's a 4-3-3. It's an 11 roller, par for the course for every other skill 1 we've seen so far. It's around that number as well. Forsaken Dev, hello, welcome to the stream. Combat start, on Clash Lose, gain final power equal to the number of skills targeting this unit, max 3. That's interesting. It's an unbreakable attack. So he gains final power plus up to +3. The idea that he really wants to die. Well, he kind of got his wish, didn't he? He has become Teal. Alright, if target has 15 plus rupture and 3 rupture count, the skill does not inflict rupture with its effects. Clash Lose, rupture potency inflicted by skill +2. That's weird. Inflicts 1 rupture, So here we have a unbreakable. Let me break that down. Breakable. On Clash Lose, gain power equal to attacks targeting him. 3 power. Up to 3, okay. I probably not going to use this mechanic because I don't like throwing a guy to lose a clash on purpose. If target has rupture, 3 rupture count, 15 rupture, it does not inflict rupture, which is kind of a weird thing. Inflicts 1 rupture, and a Clash Lose, he inflicts 2 rupture potency. So it means he inflicts 3 rupture on a Clash Lose. So inflicts 2 rupture, inflicts 6 rupture on Clash Lose. Okay, that's a weird ass skill, and he gains aggro. Alright. Skill 2, it's a 8 plus 6, it's a 14 roller, 14 on an 8 plus 6 unbreakable, Clash Lose, gain number of skills targeting this unit times 2, final power up to 6. I'm not gonna, I'll be honest with you all, I am not going to remember this, because I am not going to send him to lose clashes. Eyes bright like a lamp's gotta be a must-have for him to live. Gains for aggro next turn. If target has rupture, it doesn't inflict ruptures. Clash Lose, he inflicts more rupture count. Okay, he can inflict 2 rupture count, which is good. And on a Clash Lose, inflicts 4 rupture count on Clash Lose. No power-ups on his skills because they're unbreakable, so he is going to lose clashes. That's a given. Skill 3. Let's see what he got. It's not an unbreakable. It is a negative coin. This is a weird-ass unit, man. So it is a 16 roller naturally, and he rolls a 1 on max sanity. I guess 16 roller, but can become a 1. It rolls 16 minus 5 minus 5 minus 5. All right. Deals more damage based on missing HP. Base power +1 for every skill that targets this unit. A max of 3. Unused, gain 3. Fairy Lure. What's Fairy Lure? Turn start. Leftmost slot on the dashboard gains 10 aggro. Take 50% more damage. When hit, inflict 1 rupture against the attacker. At less than 50%, inflict 1 additional rupture. If the target has rupture, this effect does not inflict rupture. That is garbage. Alright. Inflict rupture count skill. Does not inflict rupture point. This thing is gain base power +1. Okay, it can become a 17. And if people are targeting him, he can become a 20. He heals 30 SP. What? Does he lose SP with any of his skills or passives? Alright. Inflicts rupture count, inflicts bind, and inflicts... Let's check his passive real quick. On death, inflict 5 rupture and 3 rupture count against the target that attacked this unit last. They gain 2 ego resources for the 4 last owned ego resources. If no one attacked this unit, or if an ally killed this unit, inflict 5 rupture and 3 count against the enemy with the least rupture count. Using a Fairy Lure stir, inflict double the rupture potency with this effect. He loses SP when he wins a clash. Inflicts after... increases after winning a clash based on clash count. Interesting. I never checked the sanity tab because I always assume they're all going to be like the same. Increase after losing a clash based on a clash count. Base value 10%. Okay, I'm starting to get here. So he inflicts with his skill 2 a lot of count, and with his skill 1 a lot of rupture. He loses clashes and gains sanity, after winning a clash. And then when he's very low, we can heal 30% of his SP with his skill 3. This is a weird ass unit. And of course, if he dies, inflicts a lot of rupture. It is a pathetic amount of rupture for killing a single unit. Sure, it's a 0/0, but it is kind of pathetic. Defense. Gain 3 Fairy Lure per turn. It's a 10+5 counter. Gain aggro. Same thing if the count has too much rupture, it doesn't inflict. Instead, gain base power +3, and that's good. On hit, inflicts true rupture count. So what I'm getting at here is that we should try to use our counter a lot to, when we are low sanity, to save for our skill 3 so that we can, heal our sanity back up, lose a few clashes. This is such a strange unit. I don't like him. I don't like him at all. I'm not even gonna write it down. I'm not gonna pay much attention to him. Besides, he's a 0/0. I don't much care for him. Again, such a weird ID. Faust. Faust we have her ego, by the way, so let's equip it. Ego, our lost star. Do you have lantern? You don't, so you're gonna stay like that. Faust. Alright. Faust, I used her a few times, she promised to be a little better. Tree Sloth. Already got Sloth's absolute resonance here. True Pride. 1 Wrath. And her is a Wrath Evade. Very good. Passive. Cannot be staggered or fall below 1 HP due to burn damage. Combat 3 owned Wrath. Combat started 80% missing HP and at less than 3% burn, gain up to 30 burn once burn counter. Turn end, gain 1 offense level. Next turn for every 6 burn on self. On death, activate the following: inflict 2 burn on all enemies, inflict burn on self between all enemies. Max 3 per enemy, gain 2 ego resources, at least own ego resource. If this unit died to the ABS max attuned with degraded corrosion, enhance this effect. Inflict 3 burn, inflict burn. Gain 2 ego resources. If you don't have 30 burn, apply 3 offense level to all targets and substituted in. Another suicide unit, but we hopefully won't let her blow up. Alright. So, at 80 plus missing HP, at less than 30 burn, gaining up to 30 burn per encounter. Alright, let's take her skill 1. Deals more damage at high burn. It is a 11 roller. Gains 7 burn and 1 burn count on use. Coin power +1 for every 10 burn on self, plus 10 burn on target. Max 2. Inflict and gain burns. Inflict burn at 10 burn, inflict additional 3 burn, and gain 2 burn. Got it. Skill 2. Deal 10% damage for every 10 burn on self, max 20%. Gain 4 burn count. Coin power +1 for every 4 burn on self must burn on target. 1 coin power and a 3 coin roller, nice. Inflicts burn, inflicts burn, inflicts burn. If target has 15 burn, inflicts more burn. Burn on burn, 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 burn. Her skill is a 12-16 roller. It can become a 19 roller with the coin power bonus. Got it? Drawn by the flame. Combat start. Gain 7 burn and 1 burn count. At 30 plus burn, activate ABS max attunement degraded corrosion. Deal 12.5% damage for every 5 burn on self, max 50%. On use, base power +1 for every 10 burn on self must burn on target, max of 2. 20 being the magical number. If this unit is missing 30% HP, coin power +1. It is a 448, 12. It's a 17 roller, and she gains coin power +1, becoming a 20 roller. 20 is okay, I guess. Alright, after using the skill, dies. How nice. If skill drops to 1 while using the skill, maintain HP at 1 for the duration of the skill. Deals 12% damage for every burn on self, for every 5 burn on self. Base power +1 for every 10 burn on self and burn on target. Coin power +1 for every 30% missing HP, max 3. Before attack, attack weight +1 for every 20% missing HP, max 4. It's the suicide attack. She blows up, deals a lot of damage, and is gone. And finally, at 10 plus burn, coin power +3. Lose 5 burn once per turn. On evade, lose 5 burn once per turn. So, what I see here is careful not to blow up, dumbass. And we can only blow up if we have 30 burn. So, magical number is 20. We can't go over a 30 burn unless we wish to blow up. But if we're already low health and we have the burn, there's no reason not to use it. However, because she has her health fixed at 1, if she takes burn damage, she is extremely fragile. As we can see by her 59 defense level as well, and a 65 offense level. It's a unit. Oh yeah, we have the Eagle. I have not read the Eagle. Let's take a look. Before attack, final power +1 for every 10 burn on all targets as burn on self. Attack weight of 3. It is a 20 roller. Gain 10 burn and 1 burn count. At 15 burn on self, gain wrath damage up next turn. Inflict burn equal to wrath resistance divided by 2. Max 3 rounded down. Same thing on the second coin. Current coin attack ends at 15 burn on self. Inflict 1 embers on all targets. Embers. If this unit has burn, lose 1 embers count when hit by a skill that inflicts burn, potency count, or unique burn. If this unit does not have burn, reset ember counts to 6 when hit. At 0 embers count, activate the following effects. Activate burn on self once and lose 1 burn count. Lose 1 embers potency. If this unit has +1 remaining embers potency, reset embers count to 6. I see, so it's like a ticking time bomb when we hit someone with this. Her passives. This effect triggers immediately after using this ego skill. For every 10 burn on self, increase burn potency inflicted on enemies for this unit's base attack skill, effect and coin effects by 1. Max 2, excluding unique burn. When this unit uses ABS max attunement degraded corrosion skill, this unit does not die and the skill attack end. Instead, heal 40% HP and gain 2 damage blunt up and 1 wrath damage up next turn. So if you can pop this, before we reach the point of using our skill, we can do it once. That's a very good arc, by the way. Look at that. Got it. And then I'm gonna read the corrosion because who the fuck cares. And finally, Gregor, equipped, of course, with his AD. Gregor, what do you do, my friend? He has 3 Gluttony, 2 Gloom, and 1 Envy with an Envy Empowered and an Envy Block. So let me write that down. Gregor, 3 Glut, 2 Gloom, 1 Envy, and the Envy Block. Alright, let's check out your passive first. Gain 1 charge every time this unit consumes 10 cumulative charge count in this encounter. Any charge barrier this unit gains is converted to high voltage exoskeleton. Gain stack plus 5, stack times 5 shield. If this unit loses stack 5 times shield, lose 1 stack. Turn end, gain charge count equal to the stack. Both high voltage exoskeleton shield gained from this effect expire. Max stack 20. At 3 charge on self, mean max speed plus 1. In this encounter, when this unit takes damage that brings its HP down to 0, gain self-charge equal to 5 plus charge on self times 3, max 20, once per encounter. Self-charge gains final power plus 2, gain charge count equal to the stack lost, lose stack at attack end of skills that is hit this unit, lose 1 attack end, lose 3 stack, turn end, lose 5 stack. This unit cannot drop below 1 HP before this effect expires. It's literally just using the... We finally got the centipede for ourselves. It is ours. We now can become the annoying ass boss fight that does not die. Oh my god, he has 3 passives. Turn start. If there are 3 allies wearing eagle gear, including this unit, all relevant allies gain 1 offense level up. If this unit has 12 or less charge count when consuming charge count due to AD's Gregor Eagle passive effect, on head's hit, instead of consuming 2 charge count, this unit consumes 4 shield or HP to activate the Eagle passive effect. This effect triggers only when this unit is at 25% less HP. Oh no, plus HP. So is Gregor Ed. What's the passive for AD again? It's on hit with heads, coin spend 2 charge count to give him +1 charge count to the charge possessing ally with the lowest charge count. Enemy with his active, it doesn't have 12 less charge count when consuming charge count due to 80 gears. That's instead of consuming 2 charges, it consumes 4 shield or HP to activate the Eagle passive effect. I see. Finally, his big thing. Combat start, gain chain, 10 charge count. His starts, charge it up. Nice. Combat end at more than 12 charge count, consume excess charge count up to 8 and apply half of charge count consumed due to this effect. Charge count to an ally. Rounded up. This effect prioritizes the ally with the lowest charge count among the allies with early deployment in this unit. If there are no allies with earlier deployment ordered in this unit to the battlefield of this unit has 3 plus charge, deactivate this effect. At True Gloom or Envy Resonance, apply 2 charge counts next turn on allies with earlier deployment order in this unit. Applies on higher resonance between Gloom and Envy, -1 allies in deployment order, max 3 allies. At 3 plus charge, apply 4 charge count on allies instead. If there are no allies with early deployment or in this unit, gain 4 charge count instead. Okay, so he really just supercharges everyone with charge. Nothing too crazy here. What's crazy is this guy, offense level up, and the fact that he doesn't die. Good. Skill 1, 11 Roller. Deals 6% damage for every charge on self. 3 or 5 gain coin power 1 or 2. Very mighty. That goes from an 11 Roller to a 13 Roller and then to a 15 Roller. On a skill 1, that's pretty good. Clash power and gains charge count at less than 10 charge. Inflicts rupture, gain charge, gain charge. A 15 roller on skill 1 is pretty mighty, and all he has to do is maintain charge on himself. And he starts charging up, so... Does he consume charge using this? The good news is one of your units is trying the best to live, yeah. DC inversion, it's a 4-4-4-4, that means it is a 16 roller. Deal more damage for charge at 3 and 5 gain coin power, making this a 16 roller into a 18 and then a 20 roller. At 3 plus charge, convert the final coin to an unbreakable. At 10 charge count, consume 5 charge, gain base power plus 1, turning it into a 21 roller, and it consumes 5 charge. Got it. Gain charge count, inflict rupture, gain charge count, gain charge count, gain charge count, inflict photoelectricity, which is something only Multi-Crack Office had. When this unit is hit, the attacker gains charge count equal to the value. If the attacker has -5 charge count and -5, they gain a 3 additional charge count. Okay, so really, this just makes you supercharged. There is nothing that's like too crazy. Get charge, get stronger, and don't die. Skill tree, let's see how that changes. High voltage current discharge, a 5-4-4-4. Making this a 16 roller. Gain high voltage exoskeleton equal to charge. max 5. This one just gives you shield. At 3+ charge, activate as maximum output, ultra high voltage, current discharge. Once per turn. This will activate immediately, won't it? Because he starts with 10 charge. On use, a 3 charge or 5 charge, gain coin power on chew, turning our humble 16 roller into a 17 roller, 17 or 18 roller, no, 17 and then a 19 roller. At less charge, gain unbreakable. At 10 charge, consume 10 charge, gain 2 more coin power. Wow, you can get 4 coin power, turning this into an 8. So 8, 8, 16, 16, 24, and then it becomes a 29 at maximum power here. Inflicts photoelectricity, inflicts charged sting. For every stack, take 4% damage from skills that gain or consume charge count. Take 4%, it's on an enemy. For envy skills, strengthen this effect to 80% for every stack instead. Max stack 5, it's a damage bonus on enemy. 5 charge, inflict 5 charges in turn next turn instead of once. And finally, the big attack. Maximum output. Hold on, I have to do the voice for this one.
Maximum output, ultra high voltage current discharge.
Anyway. Deal 50% damage for every excess attack weight beyond the number of actual targets. I like that they're doing this. It makes that AoE attacks are completely useless against enemies that only have a single body part. At 5 charge, gain 1 coin power 1. At 10 charge, consume 10 charge to gain base power and coin power 2. So that's 3. It's a 20 roller, so it will become 6, 6, 6, 6, so 12, 12, 24. If there are any remaining charge count, consume it to change character to deal more damage. Unbreakable coin, inflict true rupture, inflict photo electricity, charge sting, inflict 5 charge sting, got it. And his defense. Gain true high voltage exoskeleton, gain coin power equal to charge on self, max of 5, gain 2 charge, and gain 5 aggro. Alright, I think I got it. So he starts charged up, because that's just his thing. And then, something was written here. Yeah, when he got his passive, he starts charged up. And because he's charged up and he's gonna keep charging because he gains charge on every attack. And the only one that really consumes charge is the skill 2, consuming 5, and skill 3 consuming most of it, I think. I think I get it. There's not much of a gimmick here. He's a very automatic unit because charge tends to be more automatic. Let's build a team. So let's begin by focusing on our team leader here. We have Bird, we have Rupture, we have Charge. We have only 3 units, meaning we cannot get the tier 5 gifts, tier 4 gifts. Sorry, I keep thinking there's a tier 5. There is, but that's beside the point. We are going to be focusing on Gregor's Charge then, because he's obviously going to be the powerful guy here of the group. But if there is a sinner that cannot offer support for Charge, he probably can offer support for Rupture or Burn. Let's begin then. Dawn. Dawn has a W Corp ID. And at Gloom Resonance, which we only have Gregor with Gloom, so we cannot use it, unfortunately. Sorry, I just got home and ate low. Don't worry, I'm eating too, it's cold now, because I forgot. Let's see. I found allies that gain charge count with their basic attack skill. One ally with the least charge count gains a base attack skill that uses a base attack skill against charge. They gain 2 charge count, transfer turn, 0 higher speed, heal charge HP, that's 0 heal charge on target. SP. This is very good. We have 2 envy from Isang and 1 envy from Gregor, and it's a 3 envy res. We only have envy block on Gregor, so this is like an on-demand heal for Gregor, but Gregor doesn't die. So sorry, Dawn. We might just take the middle sister for. With lowest max HP, gain 1 blood damage the next time the enemy's tracks is... Which one of our team has lower max HP? We have Slash on Gregor, Blunt on Faust, and, you know, Blunt's Pierce on him. He has 224 HP, she has 203, and 274. So we can take Middle Dawn, which is a owned envy, to ensure that every time Yiseng is hit, she gains a blunt damage up. And she is a blunt only skill. Yeah, she's a blunt only, so it's perfect. Alright, Ryoshu, how shall you help us? We have Charge, we have Burn, and we have Rupture here. Pride. We have Pride on Faust, we have Pride on Faust. When an ally with the lowest max HP defeats an enemy, they gain 3 charge count. That would be Faust. Not very good. Not for Charge, at least. Today was something. What has happened, Acidic Trauma? We could take a Lobotomy Ego Ryoshu at 3 resonance for healing and SP healing, but with lowest HP percentage. I would heal Yiseng, I guess. Or we could take a Liu Association. Let me see. When ally with the lowest speed, it's an enemy with Burn, inflict true Burn on 2 random enemies once per turn. Focus encounter. That is pretty good. Actually, we're gonna have Burn, so might as well take this one. It's gonna be better. Merso, how can you help us? W Corp, Cleanup Agent. You, ally with slow speed, inflicts +1 Rupture. The only ally that inflicts Rupture is Gregor and Yiseng. We are charged Rupture mostly, so this one is pretty good. We could take the Sanity healing so we can use Ego without any trouble. I think we're gonna take that. And it's kind of thematic, you know? The Science team sticks together and they're receiving support from true middle brothers. Let's see here. Yiseng Honglu, you have ally with slow speed gains 2 haste next turn if at 5+ charge count at the start of the combat phase. And who is the slowest of our team? You have 4-6, you have 5-7, and you have 3-7. You are the slowest, so it wouldn't help much. How about Rupture? Or, you know, just take this. It can't go wrong with it. It's a Gluttony owned for bonus damage, so yeah, let's go with that. Heathcliff. Heathcliff has a charge unit. Let's check it out. If the enemy with the earliest deployment order gains charge count past the max charge count cap by using a skill, the unit gains 1 charge barrier next turn for every charge count that exceeds the max charge count cap. Max 3, including Eagle skill. It is a 3 MV resonance. Could be better. Could be better. We also have Ufi. What does Ufi do? Has a speed clash power. Novel ramp on Twitch trying to sell me viewers. Go away. Is there really no one watching on Twitch when I do these streams? I guess not. Whatever. Let's see. How can you help us, brother? You have a chart. You have this one, if I recall. It's more clash power and low HP. Actually, this couldn't. Saw my grandma this morning, she's doing good, go talk to her. Hang out with my friend after the mall, got to dinner, got treated for 3 shakes, and the lady forgot she already had made me 3. That's very good. Careful with your sugar consumption though. Lowest current HP percent has less power next turn. We could take Heisho Pack and Ishmael to make sure to give you know, Yiseng some clash power ups when he loses clashes. I guess I'll take that. There's not much these two can offer to help Rupture Charge team. Charge. Does she have a charge unit? No, she does have the Reindeer 4th pack. Less speed of 10% blood damage. Nah. So we're gonna keep Heisho, Cock, Heathcliff, and Ishmael to give a bonus to Yiseng when he's on low health. I mean, we have the damage bonus from Rodion. Rodion. You have the Deviat that gives us a clash power to skills up by Rupture for the fastest ally, so that could give a clash bonus for Gregor, or we can take the extra damage for the ally with the most HP, which would be Gregor. Gregor has 274, and he has 224. We're gonna take the damage extra. Gregor is gonna be our damage beast. I guess Mariachis is gonna come with us because, you know, most SP deals 10% damage for lower SP. The middle brother. Combat start. One ally with the least current HP percent engage 2 defense level up. Say allies from the middle gain 2 offense level up. This could make Yiseng a little tankier. Although... ally with the highest current HP inflicted more rupture buttons with attacks and counter skills. Highest current HP would be our boy Gregor. So more rupture, more damage, or more defense for Yiseng. Yiseng has already 2 individuals helping when he's low health. If he gets to that point, we can simply take more 10% more damage or inflict more rupture. I think we're gonna go with the rupture infliction. Otis is going to be our, you know, our classic G-Corp head manager. Yep, that is our team, unless W-Corp cleanup captain is better. As Electroma, was she happy to see you there? I assume she was. It's always good to visit our parents when they're in trouble, you know? Our physical presence has much more of an impact than just a message or a phone call. Anyway, back here. One ally with the most charge count at turn start deal 10% more damage skills that consume 10 plus charge. It is a 4 resonance, so we don't have that much envy. We could take Lobotomy Magic Bullet and deal more damage with Eagle skills since we are going to be using them. But it's a 3-Pride Resonance. I rather have just a G-Corp Autis, honestly. There we go! We have our team. So let's review quickly. Fighter. This one gives a attack bonus to our ally with the lowest max HP when our enemies hit an ally, which is going to be Yiseng. That is going to get beat up a lot. This is when we kill an enemy with burn, we spread the burn around. This is sanity plus for team members that are on the same team, meaning they're going to be getting sanity. Honglu is extra damage. Cock, Hatecliff, and Ishmael are going to give Yiseng clash bonuses the lower his health is. Rodion is going to be giving more damage for Gregor. This one is going to be giving more rupture to Gregor. And G-Corp Otis is going to be giving most buffs to Gregor. Unfortunately, Faust was a little left behind here in regards of support. We only have 1 unit supporting her, 2 actually. And always Ting Tang, one ally with the most SP, so it's gonna be random. And so we have our team. Let's deploy. It's the Cock Hitcliff. By the way, they finally unleashed the second part of achievements, and most of them I could have completed before because some of them loadouts I already did before. And clears is just get to floor 15, dummy. Collection, I almost got it complete. I never touched this, as you can see, I never claimed them. It's gonna be easy. It's it's not too much. And the diversity extreme is just get the 50 adversity. Don't use the lunar memory. Here we go. Deploy the boy. Everyone with the Eagle equipped. We have Eagle Order Boss and Star. Let's take. I only have 1 WoW anyway. And as for Tef, take the fire one. Yiseng, you will be using Sun Shower for defense. Bygone Days. Now keep your Crow. I prefer Crow Eyes View. Although Bygone Days does. What does it do? 6 sinking. We don't use sinking. Burn. We use burn. And finally, for our. He is Dimension Shredder. Gregor is going to take the classic Legger main because it is a simple AoE on a skill 1. He's going to be taking Lantern for self heals, although we could take Bygone Days as well, which heals SP and has a gain Eagle resource can trigger for every single encounter. Yeah, this can generate Eagle resources for us without any gift, which is nice. But I think we generate all the resources we have, so we're gonna keep healing. And Guardian of Thorns or Brilliant Glory. I'll keep in Brilliant Glory. I barely use it, but I kind of like how it looks. All right, deployment time. No gifts. I need the Starlight. We are going to be focusing mostly on Rupture. We have 2 Rupture units, and so we are going to use them. I might do a Mirror Dungeon to play more Motorments. How was the game, by the way? I told you it was Slay the Spire-like, and Slay the Spire is very good for a reason. Shh. Yeah, we're not taking gifts. These units are very powerful. We have 3 of them, so it's gonna be fine. We're gonna be deploying Gregor first, Yiseng second, because we have a gift that affects only the first 2 deployed units. Oh, and we got Nebulizer. Nebulizer would be good if you get a Pride Resonance, but we don't. You're gonna go with bugs again. It's a gacha game, shocker. It really is a gacha. It's really. Is it like, do you have to pay? Because the definition of a gacha game means you have to pay. If you don't pay, you just open like little sticker packs for more cards. It's just a card game. That's pretty much how Slay the Spire works too. You progress on the map, you defeat encounters, and you gain cards to add to your deck, and you try to be the last boss with that. Alright, here we go. Gregor is not yet charged, so we need to generate ego resources. Drowned by the flame. I just realized that Yiseng corrosion is very possible. Interesting. As long as I remember to use his skill tree, I think we'll be fine. High voltage current discharge. I don't know how to explain, but the people that I used to fight can gamble on to get new ones. Gamble as in, do you literally pay money? Does it have an option in-game to pay money to buy those? If it doesn't have an option to put money in, it's just you open booster packs, just like in a card game. Can't always stream me playing after you've done. After the live is done, I usually have to go to sleep right away because I work in the morning. Unfortunately, such is the life. And when it comes to weekends, I have my tabletop and other stuff to take care of at night. But I'm still doing my daily Limbus out on time. By the way, if you said you never played Slay the Spire, I highly recommend it if you can get it. I think Slay the Spire 2 just came out, and so you can play that or play the first one, which should be cheap. Here we go. So it's booster pack, so it's not a true gacha. True gacha would have you paying money. Now, funny thing is, do you know how gacha is technically not gambling? Allow me to explain. And this is how they weasel their way out of court, mind you. On the court, they made the argument that in gambling, you lose, right? You put in money, you throw the cards, throw the dice, roll the roulette, whatever it is, and there's a chance you're gonna walk away with nothing, right? That is gambling. I put the money in, I try my luck, and most of the time I'm not gonna get anything back in return. Now, gacha is different, my friend, because you see, every time you put your money on the roulette, you're going to get something out of it. Haha! You're gonna get materials, you're gonna get like duplicates. You're not gambling, you're getting random resources. And that's how they weasel their way out of. It's true, yeah. When you pull for units here in Limbus Company or any other game, you usually are getting something out of the deal of the resources you put down. It's just not gonna be what you want. Alright, this one, these characters have their gimmicks, but they're not incredibly active gimmicks. They are very passive gimmicks, like, just pay attention so Faust doesn't blow herself up, Yiseng loses clashes, get beaten up, and gets stronger. They have stuff you can pay for to get awakening. I think that's what it's called in Mormons. Yeah, it just what I'm asking is, do you have to put money to get those, or is it just a resource you can grind in game? If you have to put money in, then that's a gacha game. Faust is incredibly fragile. She's gonna die.
옛날에 외부 강사로 뛰던 것이 생각나네.
There we go.
한 놈만 잡아주기로 했더니
Again,
때를 다
like I was saying, these guys, Gregor, Faust, and Yiseng, all their gimmicks are automatic. There's nothing you have to micromanage, really. Gregor doesn't have any downsides for having too much charge. He only gets power-ups from charge, even though his like skill tree is kind of suboptimal for natural rolls. Yiseng is just exists to get beat him up, and then bullies back with his skill because he inflicts rupture. And Faust is a nuclear bomb that you have to watch out for when she has too much burn. But you can decrease her burn by using her evade. So this string is not going to be a lot of gimmicks. There's not going to be a lot of like, oh, I can do this because I have this. Unlike, for example, Kurokuma, where I tried to go for Lust Resonance, or if you're playing the Index, you're trying to go for, you know, the Will of the Prescript.
이 약점을 기억해두지.
Technically, yes, there are multiple ways to get the stuff or get awakenings though. But do you pay? Do you have to like do a Steam transaction to, you know, get the materials for rolling? Much like you can say like, oh, I can technically get Lunacy and Limbus by doing my mirror dungeons, correct? I don't have to pay money for it, but the option to pay money is there. And that classifies it as a gacha. Because Library of Ruin, for example, has booster packs that you open, that is the book burning, right? But you can't pay real money to open more packs. That would be fucked up.
아, 한 대 패야도 되지? 말 안 해도 알아서 잘하구만.
어디 시험해보지.
Nah, not really. Okay, so no, not a gacha then, just a card game. You open booster packs to get characters, you upgrade into resources you get in game. It's just a card game then. It's just as Slay the Spire like with added mechanics.
고생되었다.
Thank you, Lei Hang. I love you. Please come back as a ghost and haunt Ryoshu. That would be the funniest shit ever. I made someone made a post like every time Ryoshu's gonna think about her life, she's gonna see Lei Hang there for no reason. You can use money to get the stuff to open the stuff, but it's not required. Ah, and there we have it. Now it is a gacha. Watching Faust chew on 1 HP is the most horrific things I've seen needed for this game. Yep. And that's going to happen a lot because we don't have full resources, you know? Full slots. So she is incredibly fragile, and we're gonna have to pay for life support every time we get on the shop. We're gonna take risk guards immediately. And let's pay for her life support. And let's enhance some stuff here. First, we're gonna get the wrist guards because they're very good. And since we only have 1 unit with charge, we cannot make the tier 4 gift, so we can upgrade the materials for the tier 4 gift. Voodoo Doll to make sure our enemies are depowered, and this one for more damage and haste. We cleared off what we can do in the shop. We could get lithograph would be very good. Yeah, let's get lithographed. We need some sort of healing for Faust, or else she's gonna kill herself. I had down off Sinclair 2 at 4 HP, so he was just defending every time. He had to bleed on him, so if he moves, he dies. Yeah, we had that situation with the stream. It wasn't a part of like the daily streams. It was before I started the series, where I used Hanafuda Ishmael, and she had to fight the mannequins from Kanto 9 with just clashable counters, because if she moved, she died. Oh, it's the fuck-ass golden apple. I just realized something. So, you know that every time we defeat an abnormality, they revert back to egg form, right? And that Limbus company has the after team that comes collect this kind of shit. Because like we went there, we fought, we got the golden bowl, or we didn't. We killed some abnormalities on the way. They collect it, bring back to LCE to contain and study it. That means this fuck-ass apple is on Limbus Company Central, and Gregor can see it again. Let that sink in for but a moment. The apple is there. Gregor might see the apple again.
개체 제압.
That is my salad. I'll do it off camera. I'm still here. I'm just gonna eat. I don't want to watching me.
다들 더 생각이 있어.
An apple a day keeps Yuri away. Yeah. Put that on Twitter. Anyway, my camera is working just fine. I'm still here. I'm just gonna eat because I don't want to subject you guys to my disgusting eating habits.
전 시퀀스 작동.
This isn't gonna be a mukbang stream. I'm never gonna do that shit. So far, so good. This one only triggers one. Yeah. Let's save our big attack from Gregor to deal with the upgraded form. There's 8 eating today, to be honest. Well, it's very important to keep up your eating habits, especially if you want to maintain like a healthy body. Because the human body has not evolved very much since our time as cavemen. That's gonna be you can check this especially when you're going for a diet. And here's how it works. This is a good ass salad.
한대 펴도 되지?
When you're used to ingesting a amount of food in your body, your body learns that okay, we consume this much food and we need this much food to survive. If you suddenly go into a diet and you lower the amount of calories and nutrients you're consuming, your body's gonna go, hold on a minute, where's our nutrients gone? Where's our food? What's going on? And as a result, they're gonna lower your metabolism. That is not good, because lower metabolism means your body going to be consuming less energy to function, and as a result, you are going to slow down. You're going to feel without energy, sleepy, like no motivation to do anything. So low metabolism means you're going to slow down. You're going to feel tired. You're going to feel depressed, really, even. Of course, if your metabolism is high, you can go through the energy that you consume very quickly. That is also not, the best thing ever. So when going into a diet, what you need to do is the following. You need to set up cheat days, and this is not an excuse to like, oh, the guy is doing a cheat day because he's fat, he's gonna eat a lot. That's not how it works. So enter a diet, not a true restrictive diet, just lower how much carbs you ingest, avoid fried stuff, all that stuff that pollutes you. But then every 7 days, eat something good, something like very fatty, very sugary. This is going to fool your body into going like, okay, false alarm, we have food. We don't have to lower our metabolism because we can't find food anymore. Because that's literally how it thinks. If you go on a diet and lower your energy consumption, your body thinks that, oh God, we're going to starve. There is not enough food to go around. We can't find any more food. Because, our body didn't evolve past the caveman that we are. We just wear the trappings of society and modern stuff. So if you're going to a restrictive diet, your metabolism is going to slow down, you're not going to lose any weight, and you're just going to feel bad about it, and then you're going to rebound because you're going to eat very quickly. But by then, the damage has already been done, your metabolism has lowered. So it's very important to keep a healthy diet and eat on set intervals. And follow the Japanese advice for dieting in general. Just eat until you're 80% satisfied. Because the body takes a while to understand that what you put inside your stomach is enough. So you're eating, and I'm still hungry. I gotta eat more. And you continue eating, and then you're full, and I'm so full, I'm so satisfied. But you don't realize that you overate because it takes a little moment for your body to understand, okay, we have enough now, we can stop eating, we're full. Anyway, I don't like any of these packs. Let's reroll. Ooh, crab brain wine, and this kaleidoscope for true offense level up too. We're gonna go for fuck ass crabs. Hey, back to for me. I gotta eat more. Well, don't skip out on your meals. You're not doing yourself a favor by doing that. You're just making things worse. Free poise, I'll take it. Now, I am not a physician, I am not a doctor. I did study this a lot. At one point, I did want to be like a physical education teacher. This is just my own personal research that I've done on the subject, because I used to practice sword fighting. I have stopped going to the gym this month because of money, but I went to the gym every day as well. Gotta take care of my body, especially because I have a surgery on my knee that needs doing, and I need to, you know, fortify the good old legs. Right now I'm a salad-only diet. I eat salad, I eat low-fat meat because you need protein. And protein is very important. Protein is the fuel which makes your body go. Do not abandon protein. And unfortunately, most of the protein like substitutes we have nowadays are just bad. Sure, there are a lot of like greens you can take, spinach, if you can get your hands on. I can't get my hands on spinach. It's super rare here for some reason. I should start my own like vegetable garden and like herb garden and just grow the shit myself, which I probably am going to do at some point because it helps with strengthening your body a lot. Now, I don't mind much about my weight. I'm a kind of wide guy. I'm a fat fuck. I go to the gym not to lose weight. I'm not doing a diet to lose weight. I'm doing it because I want to be healthy, and I'm going to the gym because I want to get strong. I already feel like the results. I'm doing something called progressive overload, which sounds like an anime move, but it isn't. Here we go. Here's how we go. Progressive overload. Progressive overload is when you go to the gym, you go do your exercise, and you go at a maximum weight you can reliably do your sets. A set is a number of repetitions or reps you do of that one exercise. Usually you do 3 reps of 3 sets of a number of reps. I do 3 sets of 8 reps for my exercise. That means I'm going to repeat the same movement 8 times, and then I stop for a little bit, and then I do it again, stop, do it again. So 3 sets of 8. Progressive overload works enough on you doing all your sets and reps at the maximum weight you can do it. If you can clear all 3 sets, all 8 of the reps fully, without any problems, next time you do that exercise, you are going to increase the weight by a little bit. Oh, she's close to blowing up. She's at 26 burn. In any case, that's progressive overload. So you increase the weight a little bit, do your sets. The moment you fail to complete your sets, you are gonna stop the weight increase there, and you're gonna stay at that weight until you can clear it again. And then you're gonna increase the weight again up until you reach a plateau, and you can't progress any further. Once you reach that plateau, you're gonna just change exercises. That's what I do, and I keep track of how much weight I'm lifting. I'm feeling the results. It's really good. Ooh, that's the empowered attack. It's literally his ego. Nice. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked. Let me continue yapping. This is something I'm very passionate about. I couldn't go to the gym this month because of money. Because I get paid really, really poorly for my job as a teacher. It's another business altogether. Let's not think about it. Anyway. Ooh, one of the best gifts. Give me that shit. And this time we're actually being truthful because we are a group of researchers. In any case. Oh, is this a free level up? No, just a free sinking gift. Progressive overload, working out. Yeah, if you can go to the gym, do it. I never felt better once I started going to the gym, and you know, I stuck to it because I paid money for going to the gym. I'm going to go all the 3 days that I have, 30 days I mean. So if you can go to the gym, do it. Your body is made to be moved, your muscles yearn to be used. And you are going to feel so much better after. I'm not joking, this is not hyperbole, this is not exaggeration on my part. Working out or doing cardio or lifting weight makes your little primate brain very happy. It makes it release the feel-good juices that your brain can produce but naturally doesn't. Because we really aren't made to be sitting around all day and doing nothing.
내가 해결해야겠지.
So when I go to the gym, first few days is gonna be suffering. I'm going to be honest with you. If you're not used to going to the gym and working out, first few days are going to be an absolute hell because your body is simply not adjusted to it. It comes the next day, you did a few light exercises, you're gonna feel your muscles all sore and painful, and you're gonna think like, this sucks, man. Why would anyone subject themselves to this? That's normal, that's to be expected, because, let me explain, this is like scientific bullshit I know a lot of. When you work out, when you lift weights, what is happening with your muscle is that there are micro tears that are going to happen along the muscle fiber of your arm, of your muscle, right? Your body, ooh, big attack. Your body is going to repair those over time by making them stronger, because our body is very reactive to the things we do. If you feed it garbage, it's gonna react like garbage. If you work out, it's going to start strengthening, because it goes by the logic of like, okay, we need this happen, we need to fortify it so it doesn't happen again. Let's see. I think it's time for Eagle. We're gonna go for Eagle. Okay, so workout, you are slowly damaging your muscles so that your body can rebuild those muscles even stronger. That's how you gain muscle mass, that's how you get stronger. You lift heavy, your body gets damaged, your body heals itself stronger, and you repeat the process. If you stop working out, the body realizes that it has no reason to maintain that muscle mass, and eventually over time you start losing muscle, you know, your strength, your muscle power. If you don't work out at all, your body's not prepared for that. And whenever you work out, you build up something called lactic acid, which is what causes soreness in the muscles. So again, if you go to the gym the first time, the first few exercises you're gonna do it, you're gonna feel okay. And then the next day you are going to be cursing God for existing in this earth, because it is going to hurt a lot. I remember the first time I went sword fighting and I was not working out, I was but a child, and okay, let's fight, and I was having a grand old time fighting the other guys with swords. The next day I couldn't get out of bed because every single muscle in my body was so sore that moving then caused immense pain. And you know, that's to be expected. That's why whenever I go to the gym and I see someone new coming in and they go, I'm gonna lift the heaviest weights I can, and they go and they crunch it on the bar and they're just I look at them and say to myself, I am so sorry, my friend, but tomorrow you are not getting out of bed. You are not going to feel good tomorrow. Faust's about to die. So all things in moderation, right? But back in track, I cannot recommend enough that you go to the gym and work out. If you have the opportunity to do so, if you have the money, you have the time, do it. You are going to feel so much better if you do. And that's a G4 guarantee. However, it is not an immediate reward. It's not like you go and you feel good. You go, you stick to it, you're going to suffer for a little bit. Over time, if you stick to it, it's going to feel really good. It's not a masochism situation here. that you're, you know, suffering pain and you learn to enjoy it. No. Your body is going to feel good, you are going to feel good, but you have to stick to it. I stuck to it because I am impoverished, I am very poor, and I paid for a month. I'm going to use the whole month. And now that I couldn't go this month because of lack of money, I am like, man, I really want to go to the gym. Maybe I should start setting up like a home gym or something so I don't miss out on a month of training. But goddamn, I miss going there. I was doing what's called overhead presses for my shoulders, and those feel amazing. Anyway, I talked a lot about gym, I talked about a lot health. Let's talk about Limbus, which is what I'm playing, right? We clear floor 2, no problems. We really have to micromanage the health of those two goobers, the exploding one and the suicidal one, which also is the exploding one. We could go Noon of Violet. We have Gloom attacks, right? We have Gloom on Gregor. And that's it. We only have Gloom on Gregor, really? Alright, let's go Insignificant Envy then. Not very good packs here. A free level up! I love it! Ooh, that was close. Should we fight a centipede? I think it's necessary. I think it's thematic that we fight a centipede. Right here, right now. I'm going to keep eating now. There's a bug.
딱 사냥하기 좋은 상태야. 오케이.
I'm sorry, every time I think about the teal, that the Martin becomes teal and attracts the attention of the ring nurse father, I can only think about the edits of, what's the name of what is the name of that music now? Harlem? Shit, what's the name? Elements Axo in Harlan, there we go. I can only think about Axo in Harlan for that. Although I got an image for that. I saved it, I want to show it. We're gonna get back to combat just a second. I have to make fun of this. I'm sorry, Hohenheim, but I am going to make fun of your assistant that died. Because that was, everyone was memeing this to hell and back, and I was one of them. Where the hell is it? I know I have that shit saved somewhere. Don't tell me I do not. I think I might not have it saved. That's the problem I have. I sometimes save stuff, and sometimes I post it on a Discord and I forget to save it myself. Let me try to find it. From G4. God damn it. Fuck, I'm not gonna look through it now. Discord decides to be a bitch and not let me go search by username. And I'm not gonna bother with it. Sorry. Martin's entire team is shown as LCE is saying stories being the fair that losing the sacrifices. I got the new 40s on the G. I got the... Let me see if I can find it somewhere. Excellent Harlan, Limbus. I found it! Unfortunately, I have found it! One moment, please. Where is my folder? It's a fucking WebP. I hate WebP so much. Alright. Do I need to unlock it? Yes, I do. Sorry. Okay. Back to fighting the centipede.
개체 제압.
That is canonically what happened. I'm sorry. Let me finish eating my dinner real quick.
자들도 생각이 있으면
Alright.
복잡한 것들을 갖다
We're not gonna do
내기만
enough
하겠다.
damage to kill it, I'm sure. So we can just attack him normally on the exposed part. Just to get him closer to that death point.
해체 억압 진행하겠습니다.
That is a cool animation, holy shit.
붙잡을 수 없이 타올라.
그러지. 그것은 근시하게 갖다 써야지. 별로 어려울 것도 없잖아.
Did you kill him? God damn it! I told you guys not to kill him, you killed him anyway! God damn it! Fine. Really didn't expect this guy to do 700 damage in a single turn,
어디?
making the fight last longer. But they did. Congratulations, I guess.
이건 가상하지만
아, 한 대 패야도 되지? 말 안 해도 알아서 잘하구만.
Now, I'm doing this here because it is pointless to keep attacking it. As long as it has self-charge, it's gonna, not die. Ah, that was a delicious chicken breast. Alright, my bald head is back here, fully polished this time, to grace this pathetic centipede with its presence.
이제 싸게 치워불고 들어가자. 고생들이었다.
That was really good. Ah, thank you, Gregor. I really want that coffee. Cheers, mate. Let's get some extra costs here.
해체 유형 확인.
Now we have some decent healing going on. We have Prejudice and Lithograph. Faust can actually, keep her health up. And it's fuck-ass maids again.
이제 저것들이 아까부터
Here we go.
되는가.
해체 억압 진행하겠습니다. 붙잡을 수 없이
I'm looking forward for this Saturday because it's going to be another session on my tabletop and the players are about to enter difficult combat and so they're going to have to strategize a lot. One of the problems I was having with my tabletop campaign was the fact that I was kind of pussyfooting about killing players
해체 억압
when that's like, commonplace on tabletop. But now the kitty gloves are off. Now when they enter a difficult combat, I'm going to make it a difficult combat. An enemy see an opening, an enemy is going to take a opening. Metaphorically speaking, of course.
옛날에 외부 강사로 뛰던 것이
해체
생각나네.
억압 진행하겠습니다.
통승대탄.
이 시간차가 아재, 이것은 진작에 갖다
고난이
별로
그만.
어려울
I see. So, for Gregor, he's gonna be very similar to
옛날에 외부
Blood Fiends, is that you're gonna be teasing his skill tree until you got that sweet 20
일대를 다 쓸어버렸구만.
that is called 20 charge to use the big attack. I said I was not gonna let you guys watch me eat, but I'm eating an orange. I love oranges.
이 약도 기록해두지.
For the flubbing of not any initiative. Yeah, the first one, like, it's a surprise attack, so I gave her for free. She took initiative. Like, literal initiative, because these players are very...
한 놈만 잡아주기라겠지.
How do I put this in a nice way? They overthink a lot, you know?
해체어갑.
Now, sure, overthinking is better than being dead, and if you saw the stream, you saw that I was arming an ambush, because
가상하지 마.
the two ambushers that got away, they faced 4 guys, right? The 4 ambushers, the guys with spears on top of the shelves. They ambushed him, they managed to kill one. One got away because Zed decided to bring it to the van. And under normal circumstances, Harold, their team leader, would have said, "Congratulations, Zed, that was very good, that was smart of your part. You brought back a guy alive so we can try to extract some information from him." The only problem is that at the moment they are the edge of the territory of one of the syndicates that,
제대로
you
한번
know,
묵어보시오.
they're trying to fight against. So bringing the guy over there was a mistake. A mistake that, well, is going to come back to haunt them later. And by that I mean, that guy that got away will probably call reinforcements. Harold relocated the van so they wouldn't be sitting ducks there. And so, but the guy knows that they're on a red van. I'm not gonna make them bring reinforcements from the outside to that place. After all, there were, you know, we gave you the responsibility to take care of this warehouse, so we're not dedicating any guys to go save your asses. You deal with this, since this is like your initiation here with my gang. Faust is gonna blow up. I didn't use her ego.
불길 속으로.
Bye bye, Faust.
뭐시오? 대가리에 총 맞았냐? 왜 무자고 없이 쪼개고
실험 중이니.
You got anything to say about that, Gregor? Gregor doesn't care.
어디 시험해 보지. 고난이
Passive aggressive darlings during the phone call. Yeah, Harold is a interesting character. Now I explained already who King is in previous streams, so I'm not gonna reiterate on that. Harold is someone that King does not see potential in, but he works for King nonetheless. What happened is that Harold is from a family called Esvelis, and they own a workshop in the city. They produce thermal gear. Yeah. They produce thermal gear where it saps your body heat. In exchange, it gives you, you know, high thermal weapons. And their business was failing miserably. He got contacted by King, who saw potential in his workshop, but not on him himself. And so he was put to, you know, to work with King to get his workshop out of the ground.
생각이 있으면 복잡한
King helped, he made the workshop work, and they got reasonable success, and Harold owes everything to King. Harold has been a fixer for many years now. He has held back on grading up on purpose to keep working, you know, for King. Harold may act like all friendly, he cares about you, calls everyone darling, but Harold is an incredibly cold individual. If he sees that someone is going to die, he's not going to grieve over them. He's just gonna move on because that's just life in the city. He just puts a veneer of friendliness. That, hey, yeah, it's gonna be fine, darling. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay, darling. But he doesn't care. You come crying to him, he doesn't care. He pretends to care, but if you die, he's not gonna shed a tear over you. He has seen this scene happen many, many times in the past. He's not going to reiterate it.
거시기 안 하면 안 되겠지?
I see. This thing is gonna have to fight this thing alone. In any case, under normal circumstances, Zed bringing over the goon to interrogate would have been a very good choice. At that moment, no, they're at the very edge of the territory of that gang, the sledges, and if they're trying to be conspicuous about it, they got the van, sure, they parked in front of it, but that was a quick deployment. And they're gonna stay there just for, you know, backup. That's why the van is closed and all that stuff. Zed bringing a guy there, just all out in the open, opening the van, just like showing up, hey, these are guys, I'm working with these guys inside the van, was a bad call, because there are people watching them, because they are fixers, it's a city, everyone's watching you. Alright, can we revive Faust? I would say logic portray as friendly is the best type of advice I can give you in the city. Yeah. Think about like Roland, like pretending to be friendly, kind of stuff. Ooh, I'll take this. That's actually Gregor. Replacing Gregor's skills is kind of like bad because his skill true consumes charges, right? And we need to generate. Let's see. Consume 5 charge, gain 5 charge, gain charge count. No, we can replace it. I was playing buckshot roulette with one of my friends, and before shooting me, he said, "Say goodnight," and I proceeded to simply say goodnight. Well, there's not much you can do once they got you on the ropes, right? In any case, like reiterating what I said, usually that would have been the right choice, the right call for Zed to do that, but at that particular moment, no. And not to mention Zed, which had already a stat of Temperance 1. Temperance is the ability to, you know, maintain composure, emotional control over yourself, to move in a controlled manner. He had the stats of 1, and he went and got a modification that made him even lower. So that just made him very prone to acting irrational. Everything gets to him really quickly. That's why he was acting the way he was, because I straight up said to him, hey, that modification you just did is doing things to your head. Not to mention he used a ego gift before. One of the cases the character solved was a distortion. It was a murder mystery. We have to figure out who the murderer was. The murderer. We figured it out. Turns out it was the cook. And the cook distorted once we figured out it was him. He had unrequited love with the mistress of the house, and etc, etc. In other words, he was an incel. Oh, it's him again. He was an incel. We killed him. My character, the samurai character, almost convinced him to commit suicide to make up for it, like a ritualistic seppuku. But Vin's character, Kinsaku, stole the kill from me. Unfortunately. It was Speak up until that point. I think the gameplay of that session is on my channel. Let me check. It's on a playlist. Hello, Carmen. How you doing? Your videos. 1 second here. I'm fairly sure I made that playlist either public or not. It was just the final fight, so you don't have the full build up towards that fight. Playlists. There's the Throne, it's public. Harder's Mystery, it's public. Let's see. Videos. They are unlisted, but on my channel there are 2 playlists called PM TTRPG. One's called the Hargreaves Mystery, and one is Reclaiming the Throne. It's just the final fights of those campaigns. They were very amateurish at the time. We don't know. Ooh, that is a cool ass effect. Boy, yes, polished too. A nice sheen. I will say, on my character so far, Titania has favorite fit for them all. Yeah, she's like an ex-index, or was working on the index territory. So anyway. Titania is a funny character, and you know, it's good. He has 2 characters, which is Marion and Lowen. Marion is the one that she was playing that day. Zed Binks is the name of the player. He uses Zed as a character, and Jet uses Austin as a character, as well as Tristan. In any case, now that I got over my fear of killing players, because all of the chapters of my campaign are very character focused, because it's kind of like Limbus Company, right? Every one of the characters have a reason to be working for King, and those chapters usually is the culmination of that. Like, you were working all towards this, so King is going to help you deal with whatever in your past. Jesus, this Gregor is really good. Once he gets charged, he gets going. He gets going real quick. In any case, I'm yapping and not paying attention much to the researchers, because like I said before, they're very automatic. There's not much to watch out for. And after all, this is Ego Gear. Ego Gear is very good. So each character has a reason to be working for King, and a reason to be there. And every... Ooh, Nebulizer. Every job that they do for King is for the sole purpose of achieving that goal, and every chapter is pretty much getting to that point. I'm still not going to enter the LCB checkup. Tomorrow afternoon, I am going to continue the LCB checkup. I will post on my Twitter when it's time. But yeah, I'm not touching this right now. Sorry. Slicers and dicers. Now, anyway, I had a fear of killing my player characters because of the... Like, since the story is so personalized, what do I do once the character is dead? Think like this: if we're playing Limbus Company and it's time for Ishmael's Canto, right? But through some freak accident, Ishmael permanently died and Dante couldn't bring her back. The story wouldn't have the same impact without Ishmael there, would it? So I kind of got like, I don't want to kill my player characters, and much of the combats that were potentially dangerous ended up not being dangerous because the character would get staggered, and then I would have the enemy not attack the character or attack someone else. You know, kind of like avoiding it. But I decided to say, fuck it. If the character staggers, you better get prepared to get shafted, because I'm no longer holding back. And even if that kind of ruins the vibe of the chapter for that character, we're still gonna do the chapter even without it, as like honor his wish. And the players have multiple characters, so yeah, it's kind of bad that I'm thinking like this. I'm gonna kill my player characters, but there's need to be like a danger. There's need to be an actual loss scenario here, not the GM being pussyfooting about killing a player because of a stupid decision. For example, in one of the chapters we were saying goodbye to one of our players, with our player characters, Zed entered a biker bar, which they were looking for information. Of course, the biker bar was full of bikers. He got on top of the bar table and announced that to everyone that his friend outside was going to topple their bikes, and then gave the signal for Tristan, Jet's character, to push the bikes and do like a domino effect of these very expensive biker bikes all falling to the ground, getting scratched and all that. You can guess what happens next. Combat ensued, but these guys were all haste builds, and so they acted before Zed could do anything. Zed had no charge for flesh stabbing, Zed had no grace, he had nothing to do but get shafted. And so the bikers rushed him, staggered him, and instead of me killing them, they started going outside to check on their bikes, and I had an NPC that was nearby helping the players do a grapple on the staggered Zed and pulling him outside and throwing him somewhere safe. Now, I should have punished Zed for doing that. Zed brought the ire of an entire biker bar upon his head, and he just walked away without a single wound to his character. And by the way, on the system, when your character reaches 0 HP, it doesn't usually mean death. It enters a bleed out stage where you can lose a limb. When you're bleeding out, another player has to come and stabilize you. Ooh, look at the whip. Oh, he just poses. Gregor just poses as the lightning is destroying the enemy. Come the fuck on. Anyway, the character can lose limbs. The character ends a bleed out state. Someone has come stabilize you. if no one stabilizes you in like 3 turns, your character gains a scar. You can only get 1 scar. Think of it like a life. You only have 1 life, right? If you enter bleed out state again with a scar and no one stabilizes you, you just die after the second one. Of course, the system has a system for backup bodies. We were introduced to this concept with Library of Ruina, and it was expanded upon Honglu's Kanto, where you can pay to have a clone of your body with no head, and you're essentially paying a bunch of fixers to watch when you die, so that when you die they come collect your head and, you know, put it back on your new body. That's the... Ooh, a rock. I could get that rock. I should get that rock and then fuse it to get a different rock. We're gonna get that rock. We're gonna fuse it to make a charge gift. That don't. Put it there. Put it there. Yeah. Can't upgrade anything, right? Can't upgrade anything. But hey, we got the tier 4 gift. Got a new Awaker, congratulations! Anyway, I've been doing GM for a year now, and just recently got over this fear of not killing my players, but the role of the GM, it's not to play against the players. That's why I kind of pussyfooted about killing them, because I don't want to sound like a... Oh my god, the barber! It's been ages since I fought you.
저것들이 아까부터 르렁대니까 딱 사냥하기 좋은 상태야. 그제?
Poor girl. Anyway, as a GM, you are trying to make an interesting story, propose a challenge to the players, and just make everyone have fun, you know? You're dedicating a lot of your time to, you know, managing the other people and not playing yourself. But without a challenge of real risk of death to the characters, the challenge feels fake, you know? Did she just do 30 bleed damage out of nowhere?
뭐셔? 머리에 총 맞았냐?
I mean, it is the barber. How are you in charge? We are fully loaded. Here he comes. Yeah, no, he's saving Charge Society. He's doing a really good job at it. Let's stay pay attention to the aura farm.
당연히 드시게 해야죠. 그런 것은 딱 보면 뭘 써야 하는지 딱 느낌이 오잖아.
She makes such cute noises.
777 모덕에 뭐하고 있냐? 너희들이 자주 챙겨줘야 이런 거시기 하면 당주겠고.
Faust, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna dodge. A lot of dodging.
해체어가 진행하겠습니다.
The Priest 2.0 the one that makes the Bat Fiend look good. What do you mean? The Blood Fiends are great. They're not bad at all. They take a little bit to ramp up because of the Blood Feast, but they're good. Your character deaths are warranted by Fletcher always warranted, though I don't understand waiting to ensure the characters get their moments. Yeah, pretty much. Again, if I feel like I'm playing against the players because I decided that you know, I'm gonna fight now, it kind of feels bad. You mean Blood Fiends? Then who did you mean? Ooh, this thing is full sanity. We started to like Kurkumo's over then though. Yeah, I don't. We need them all. We have the Bloodfiends are done for. The Bloodfiends are done for, as I mean, they're not gonna get any new units unless we get another Bokgak or face new Bloodfiends in the future, which is a possibility. So they're a pretty close and finished team. Although, since they're a seasoned team as well. Kurokumo, however, they are, well, the Ishmael and Heathcliff are from the Bokgak of Use My Flesh, Getting Their Bones. They are a generic team, so the possibility of getting more IDs is very high. Generic as in they're not locked to a season, they are no season. You can just get them. Ah, there is the contract. Charge teams, it's not bad, but in general too bland. They are a little bland, only in the prospect that they are, you just need to watch out for their magic number, their little charge, to actually use their, empowered attacks. But once you get a few gifts going, they are unstoppable. Unstoppable in quotation marks, you know? Anyway, finishing my tabletop talk, which by the way, I have a book here I have to adapt from my tabletop to help my players. The GM is never playing against the players. The GM is there to make a fun story and propose a challenge for that story. And ultimately weave a, what's it called, satisfying narrative, you know? After all, we are playing a game together. The only problem with GMing is that at some point you want to play too. That's why on my table, my players all have a chance to become GMs themselves. I kind of force them to do that because I want to play the goddamn game as well. And if whenever you play a tabletop with someone, do try and take the initiative one day to try and be a GM yourself. Give your GM a chance to play, because being a forever GM always sucks. I already have the first aid. Prestige card. Oh, we're already at floor 5. Could wonder that, huh? I've been yapping for a while. Wow. I don't want to go fight Wei. Fuck it, we'll fight the whale. Free poise gift. Thank you. Fork it over, boy. Now give me all your money. Too fast, make it. It's already been 2 hours, Carmen. Sorry, I have stuff to do tomorrow. I do work. Ooh, ooh, ooh! Spin the roulette. That's a win. No, I want the thing. Thank you. Bye. I remember I did it on stream too. I managed to win the 2 bets, and they got pissed off and told me to fuck off after winning it twice in a row. I feel like today's stream went fast because I yapped a lot. As per usual, I'm here to yap, so it's my yap session. Now, the system I use for the tabletop is very much based on Library of Ruina, like I explained before. It has some fatal flaws. As you saw in the last session, I was trying to experiment with the skill system. It's working quite well. It allows for not everything to be like guaranteed, because the problem we had before is that if a character has too high a stat, if the test requires that stat, is automatic success. Unless I throw an ungodly difficult test at him, he is always going to succeed. And that creates a problem, because the example I gave a few times for my players like this. I make a character with high prudence, right? He's very smart. The problem is, since the system doesn't have like any sort of specialization, every time there is a test that requires intelligence, a character will succeed at it. It doesn't matter if you never heard about something before, Even unless the GM raises the difficulty to insane levels, he is always going to pass that test because he has high prudence. Of course, I'm not going to punish my players for having high stats, but having the specializations means that your character can be good at one thing and bad at the other, or he can compensate with skill. Example number 1. In Vampire the Masquerade, the skill melee usually measures your ability to use melee weapons, right? Very simple, very good. You use melee weapons good, it's used for attacking, it's used for defense, it's used for general knowledge of melee weapons, etc. In the system, since the already covers pretty much the entire combat system for Ruina, melee skill isn't about the usage of weapons in general, because you already define your usage of weapons by, you know, by fighting and throwing dice using the system. Now, melee in the system is adapted to be your knowledge of martial arts with weapons, weapon types, technology for melee weapons, etc., etc. So, let's say we're investigating someone's death in the city, right? We got a contract for that. My character, which is a trained swordsman, goes there and to investigate. Naturally, he has poor prudence. He's not a smart boy, and he can have high insight, which is your, you know, 5 senses and reacting to stuff. But let's assume he does not. He's more like a block character, a endurance character. So he's going to be garbage at investigating this because he has no skill in investigation and has low prudence, low intelligence. However, I am very good with melee weapons. What if I ask my GM to use my insight, which is my senses, sight, taste, smell, all that stuff, and my knowledge of melee weapons to investigate what kind of weapon, what kind of technology was used to kill the body? Was it a sharp weapon? Was it a thermal weapon? Was it a weapon that used charge? Oh, god damn it. You know what? We're not playing around. We are going for the big attacks right away. Screw these guys, they suck.
어디 시험해보지.
So the skill system is there to make sure you can compensate, or even, you know, do an impossible task that wouldn't be possible otherwise. Because your character has the stats and the skills with it. And that's why I'm trying to adapt on my campaign. I think it's working. We're gonna try it on the next one this Saturday, so look forward to it. Once again, a Saturday stream for Tabletop. I will not be able to read the chat. I have paid attention that the audio was too loud last time, and I am going to be lowering the volume, but that day Discord decided to fuck it up, and the voices were coming out garbled. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. Hopefully we'll play better this next weekend. I will min-max the sound before the stream to make sure everything's going right, make sure that players can be heard on the stream, make sure I can be heard on the stream, and all of that good stuff. And hopefully they can succeed in the battle. And as you could have seen in the last fight, they were about to fight a mutant from Darktide. Literally, I adapted them because it was going to be funny.
어디 시험해보지.
Eat my orange.
환상대탄 전 시퀀스 작동.
이요, 당연히 거시기 해야지. 그런 것은 착 보면 뭘 써야 하는 게. 요거를 안 뱉다 차서.
걷잡을 수 없이.
그만 챙겨. 빨리 좀 하지 그랬냐?
Sorry, eating my orange. We're gonna finish this, and I turn on the camera for good.
옛날에 외부 강사로 뛰던 것이 생각나네. 한 놈만 잡아준다겠더니 일대를 다 쓸어버렸구나.
Goddamn, I love oranges.
개체 제압.
Anyway, deploy the Eagle Barrage.
태우고 싶은
Because
곳에
fuck Pequot town people.
우산이 새진
Ooh,
않은
sorry.
있어.
Now, right now, my players are dealing with the mundane stuff, but we had plenty of opportunities to deal with distortions, and in the future, I do plan to do a campaign either on the ruins or the outskirts, because that's where I can make the truly crazy enemies, the enemies that don't follow the rules of the system. They have their own unique systems. So far, every enemy besides the mutant they're going to fight next time, they all were, how do you call it,
어디? 시험해
by the book. They are all following the rules. They have no special gimmicks. The mutant, of course, is going to be special. He has a special attack called Mutant Charge. He has modified stats too. Yeah, Pequot Town can go fuck itself. I hate them so much. I lost so many runs because they decided to roll absurdly high, and the fact that they are on the extreme floors just is salt on the wound. You really have to nuke them before they nuke you. Those attacks hit like a truck.
고생들이었다.
Anyway, yeah, one of the things I have planned for my players is I assume everyone here has watched The Thing. Very good movie. If you haven't, go watch it. Well, I got my hands on a map of the Antarctica base. Literally, the top-down blueprint map. So, it's time to do a little Among Us, but I'm gonna add a twist to it. I'm not gonna reveal it here in case my players are watching, but here's the thing. In tabletops, it's all about how you frame the why are we doing this kind of things, you know? For example, why are we dealing with a thing? Why are we doing this mission? And that's why I created King and his whole operation, to give a justification for all these characters to be interacting with each other. Otherwise, how do you get people together to play the characters? Like, Austin has a personality, Tristan has another, what's it called, Zed has another. Nothing unites these characters together there, unless we pre-establish that they were friends or something. There's nothing that holds them together other than they're on the same office now. Now, that alone can be a justification, but it's a thin justification because if one fixer decides he's not having a good time on the office, we can just leave. That's why I created King, the fact that he's going to help you achieve your ambitions and all of that stuff we talked before.
옛날에 외부 강사로 뛰던 것이 생각나네.
Let's see here. You think this is a very bad idea, I'm going to be honest.
해체어가
The fact that he takes more damage when he has his fairy lure up instead of taking less damage is crazy. In any case. For example, right now they're fighting in that warehouse because it is a job from King to, you know, to justify the existence of their office. And they have a priority package from King inside that warehouse, so they have to clear out both for the Talaria Collective, which they answer to, and to make sure the package is secure. So we have a justification, a reason as to why we're doing this. Now, why would my team of fixers go out into the ruins or the outskirts to deal with the thing? I hear you ask. Well, the simple justification would be like this. King has an advanced outpost, or another faction that I'm going to introduce later, an advanced outpost in the outskirts. It is an observation outpost. We do some research there, and generally just try to, you know, keep an eye out on the things of the outskirts. It's not illegal, but it's, you know, highly bureaucratic to get supplies in and out of there. They have gone silent for a while. They have not asked for resources, and we don't know what's going on there. This is unprecedented, and we need to confirm that they're dead or gone. So we're gonna send you guys there with resources, food, water, and all that good stuff, with a car on the outskirts to figure out what has happened there. And, well, if you don't come back, we are going to assume that the place is destroyed or dead, and then that's the end of it. So it's going to be a very dangerous job. It's going to pay very well.
잡을 수 없이
don't take unnecessary risks. Follow the route we're giving you to get to the base. And here is the card for you to access the base, and here is a long-range communication device. They will get there, of course. There's going to be a sandstorm that will happen, a sandstorm, snowstorm, whatever storm that will block communications when they get there. And again, if they're watching, this is spoilers, but this is very far away in the future, so don't worry. Once they get there, they're going to realize that something has happened. Something has attacked the base, of course. The door is locked, and once they swipe the card, it is denied, and a voice comes out in the speaker, and they start talking with a survivor there. Now, it's going to be very clear that the survivor is kind of lost it, and is not doing too good. Oops, we take this, of course. And once they get inside the base, manage to convince the guy, they are going to find another survivor locked up in a freezer. But this guy is a lot more sane. He's like talking like a normal human, like, oh no, I was locked up in here by the other guy. He's not what he seems. You gotta get me out of here. And well, I don't want to spoil all of it, but it's gonna have a twist there. It's gonna have something, you know, special going on, and I'm very excited to do it because The Thing is a fantastic movie. If you has anyone here not watched The Thing, by the way? Be truthful. Death Seeker. Combine the lust. This one can't be activated. What a shame. Here we go. Final boss of the dungeon, floor 5. Clocking in at 2 hours because the first part of the stream I was spent mostly grinding XP. I will be excellent. I've seen The Thing before. It is very good. I love that movie. Sometimes I watch it with my friends again. Alright, Faust, you're gonna open up with Order Blossom Star so you don't blow up in the middle of the fight. And as always, kill Starbuck first.
전이 시퀀스 작동.
불꽃으로 숨어온 이 별무리 속에 데려다드릴 수는 없어. 그러나 별빛으로 만들어드릴 수는 없어.
그래, 그것이 극작에 갔어야지. 별로 어려울 것도 없잖아.
Oof.
뭐쇼? 그다리에 총 맞았냐? 왜 의자고 없이 시작해?
Are we fully charged up? We are not, unfortunately. But we need to kill Starbuck as quickly as possible. We're gonna hit with the 80.
개체 제압.
I must say, I really like Easing's Eagle weapon. I think that design is fantastic, and I love that it's just a big old mallet.
우산이 새진 않나 모르겠어.
Anyway, this campaign about The Thing is all in the planning stages. There's nothing concrete for it other than the idea. I do keep all these ideas written down in a little folder on my PC. There is a lot more. There's a lot more of like ideas over there. All right, Starbuck has been purged from this realm. And so will Faust from the looks of it. Cha! Maganera! Alright, Gregor can't tank it. Gregor can tank it. Gregor can take it real good.
어디 시험해 보지. 자, 버텨보라고. 딱 죽을 만큼 튀겨질 테니까.
look at the points count going up.
자, 싸울
Oh,
준비는
you are
끝났을까?
staggered, my dear. And now
무엇을
we are
그렇게
going to do
깜깜하게
things to
쳐다만 보고
you.
있고 그런다냐?
Unfortunately,
그런 놈들
I'm sorry,
세 번이나
but that's just the way things go around here.
개체 제압.
There's no point in hitting Quick Wag because she heals her health to full when she dies, so let's just deal with Ahab.
이
You are
약점을
now
기억해.
staggered.
적을 수 타올라.
I think she recovers from stagger the first time.
자,
No, she does
알아.
not.
아까부터 두드려 맞더만 별급하게 헷갈나 해보는갑다.
Go on and smash her.
잡시오. 예.
Well, it's a hopeless situation. We need to tank your sanity somehow, so I guess. Struggling, dominating.
개체 제압.
I think it wasn't necessary to barrage of attacks and bolt launch at her. Yeah, I think it wasn't necessary. Including the Eagle was mostly to tank Yiseng's sanity because he has too much sanity. That's one of the problems with running negative points, especially in that weird ass kit of his where he gains sanity from Clash losing and loses sanity from Clash winning. We need his sanity to be low to use his skill tree, but he wins clashes and loses. It's weird. It's such a weird idea. I appreciate it that it's so weird. It's certainly unique, but it is so weird.
요, 당연히
And because I brought someone that actually can heal his HP sanity, it kind of falls apart.
느낌이 오잖아. 예?
That's Yisanger. You will attack. And you will keep attacking the old lady until the old lady ceases to be. We are going to ignore you completely because we have charge shield.
어디?
The fault lies with you, LCE Yisang. Hey. Come on now. Come on now.
잘 지켜줘. 노력은 가상하지만
Can you really fault a man that has all that on him? Can you really fault a man for glowing teal so majestically?
제압 완료.
Hey, he did it! Look at that!
놀만치 노른 거
Look at
같은
that!
게
Look at that!
이제 싸게 치워물고 들어가자.
I mean, it's just so funny to me. Right! LCE team, Mirror Dungeon complete. What do we think about them? I think that Gregor is very strong. Like, horribly strong. Look at that shit.
바로 성구롱기.
I did focus on Rupture for this dungeon, yes. I did get most Rupture gifts, and a mix of Rupture charge gifts, which is very nice. However, the two of them left much to be desired. Argor, Blossom, Starfaust, and Yiseng. Especially Yiseng. Yiseng is a double O unit, so we can't really fault him that much. I mean, he's a bit on the weaker side. If someday we get an Uptype 5, I do hope that Lantern Yiseng is one that gets a power boost from that. His kit's a little too weird to play around with the whole sanity system in reverse and having a big attack that heals his sanity. And the fact that he has a special status effect that makes enemy more likely to attack him, but he takes more damage when he does that. It's strange. And of course, he's all about killing himself to give us ego resources. And so that kind of, I don't know, that's such a weird enemy, such a weird unit. As for Faust, we've seen her before. She has now the support of her ego to allow her to do the suicide bomb once. and heal herself to full, making that suicide attack that is very powerful, very viable. Unfortunately, we did not allow that to activate more than once by accident. She has potential, she has power. I'm not sure how to use her properly. I don't like suicide units that much. And Gregor is just a beast. Gregor is just so powerful, man. He's with his passive active, and he can generate the resources for his passive. He starts with 10 charge count, which is enough to activate his conditional 1 and 2 on his skills, while his skill 3 requires a 20 to become fully powered. All in all, the science team, they're alright. They're very alright. They're very good. Gregor steals the show, though, completely. I guess that's fault of like being latecomer, a new generation ID. So, yeah, they're alright. They're alright. Gregor just carries the entire team, though. With that said, we have finished today's mirror dungeon. I have not done my treadle excavation. I don't think I will, because I need my modules. And I'm not using my lunacy anymore. So, with that said, we're ending today's stream here. Thank you all so much for joining and hearing me yap endlessly about things. I hope you had a good time. I certainly did. See if you really liked the stream, please recommend it to your friends. And if you did not like it, please recommend it to your enemies so that we may capture them and analyze them on the laboratory. With that said, if you really liked it, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and if anything I do here is slightly entertaining, please consider buying me a coffee. I love coffee. But with that said, until tomorrow. What team I'm gonna use tomorrow, I have no idea. But in the afternoon, I will do my best to finish up the event which we have, not gone through yet. With that said, ending now. Goodbye.